afternoon, Dana, Rosalie, Joe, Frank, Ruth, and Ken. Thank you so much for being here this afternoon, Rosalie. Thank you very much for letting us be together here to do the Bible study. We are going to be talking about analyzing in the book of Luke, chapter 10, from verse 30 to 37. It is about the prodigal son. And we are going to find about Dr. Luke, because he was a doctor, what would happen, why he wrote, to whom he did it. And we find that in the book of Acts, but we are not going to concentrate on all of that. We are just going to do the moment that we are going to talk about the parable of the Good Samaritan. I would like to ask a volunteer that pray, please. Somebody can pray?
I'll pray.
Okay, thank you, Dana.
Dear Heavenly Father, I thank you for allowing us to be here today, and I ask that you would use this Bible study to speak to our hearts and help us to learn your word. And we ask that you would be with each and every one of us, that we all learn something and maybe we didn't know before. I ask it in your name. Amen.
Amen. Thank you. The objective of this Bible study is to see the love and the important thing that it is to have a heart according with the heart of Jesus. Amen. About the Good Samaritan, we need somebody to read from verse Luke chapter 10, 30 to 37. Would you, Joe, please?
Jesus replied with an illustration. A Jewish man was traveling on a trip from Jerusalem to Jericho, and he was attacked by bandits. They stripped him of his clothes and money and beat him up, left him half dead beside the road. By a chance, a Jewish priest came along, but when he saw the man lying there, he crossed to the other side of the road and passed him by. A temple assistant walked over, looked at him lying there, but he also passed on the other side. Then a despised Samaritan came along, and when he saw the man, he felt deep pity. Kneeling beside him, the Samaritan soothed his wounds with medicine and bandaged them. Then he put the man on his own donkey and took him to an inn where he took care of him. The next day he handed the innkeeper 2 pieces of silver and told him to take care of the man. If his bill runs higher than that, he said, I'll pay the difference the next time I'm here.
Chapter 10.
Now, which of these 3 would you say was a neighbor to the man who was attacked by bandits? Jesus asked. The man replied, the one who showed him mercy. Then Jesus said, yes, now go and do the same.
Amen. Thank you so much, Joe. Thank you. In the parable of the Good Samaritan, it is a call for us to help others who are not just like you or like me, other that it is in need. And we can find here how that reflects a situation that we see almost all the time. I don't know if you've been in that experience where the person are rejected. There is racism, there are sexism, and all of those things, discrimination, that Jesus do not go with those ones. Maybe we say racism in church? Yes, racism in church. Rejection in church? Yes, rejection in church. The Jewish were people that they believe that if somebody was from Samaria or from another place, they were not exactly like them. They were proud, about the God. They were the people of God. People like Jewish believe that they were more important than anyone. We can find that in many occasions in the world. I was born in the Dominican Republic. I am sure that not all of you was born in the same place. Okay, Dana, where you was born?
Michigan.
Michigan,
Illinois.
Illinois,
Southern Illinois.
Southern Illinois.
Southern Illinois.
That it is called our serve in this story.
How we find what?
Our serve
Ourselves.
in the story of the Good Samaritan.
In everyday living. For me,
Mm-hmm.
you can see it every day. You need to help somebody.
Amen. Can you tell me a little bit more?
What?
Can you say a little bit more?
Well, there are so many people in need. There are people who need food, who need physical help. That pretty much covers. They need spiritual help too.
Amen. And do you think that we need the spiritual help also?
Always. Yeah,
We all do.
definitely.
We need. Sometimes we are exactly in the position in a spiritual way that the Good Samaritan was. That the person. Let me tell you a little bit more about this story. The person who was healed and all of that, he wasn't from Samaria. According to the story, he was a Jewish. And here are people who are traveling from Jerusalem, and they had to cross to Samaria, through Samaria. And they are walking, like, I sure don't mix up with that person who is there. Do you ever find somebody that you think that you should don't go around them?
Probably.
Can you tell me a little bit more, please?
Well, I think you see these people, and I gave them money that are along the highway collecting money.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe we shouldn't do that. But I do it
Mm-hmm.
because they need help. But they probably don't need help. But they have to answer for that. I don't.
Mm-hmm.
They take my money.
You gave them the money.
Yes, I did.
Okay, let me tell you one story that I heard happened in a Latino country. There was a young man that he was a homeless. And he went to us to knock the door. In my country we had the door open, at least in my time. I don't know now, I don't think so. He knocked the door and he asked a lady when she opened the door if she can give him $5, 5 pesos, in order to put together, combine them to go to school. She had the 5 pesos, the $5. Give it to the young man. When she gave it to him, she not only gave him the $5, she invited him to come to her inside of the house, gave him a cup of milk and a cookie, and he left. Years passed, and she has heart problems. And when she went to the hospital, you know who took care of her? The young man was a doctor. And he said, you maybe don't remember me, but I never forgot about the glass of milk, the cup of milk, and the cookie that you gave me. And she was treated in a special way that she never expect that will happen. Just for a cup of milk and few cookies. Anybody else would like to share some story about how we can?
You never know how, when you help somebody, that it's going to turn out. And of course, being a pastor's wife, you get all kinds of people coming and knocking on your door. And one day, this man said he needed food to eat. I think he was a diabetic, and he needed a drink. And he said, I need money for gas. Well, we don't give people money. So I told him, I says, I can make you sandwiches. And I gave him water. And I said, if you go down 121, my husband would meet him in Warrensburg and give him gas. That way we did not have to give him the money that he might have used to do something else with. He did go there and he did meet Mark. And so, you know, I'm not saying that because, well, look at what I did. I don't mean it that way. I'm just human. And I feel God wants us to care for others. And with me helping him, just like she said, you don't know how he reacted, so to speak, to what I did. He might have been grateful. He said thank you, and he left. And that was fine. But, you know, we've had people ask, oh, I need gas. And Mark says, okay, follow me to the gas station. And they would go 2 blocks and go the other way. So you know they didn't want money for gas. They wanted it for something else.
Cigarettes or booze.
And so,
Because when we do something and we are thinking that that person are going to do this or do that, we are judging. And God do not call us to judge. Let me tell you, Pablo and I experience. We went to Tampa, Florida in our car. That it was a quite old car. In the middle, coming back from Georgia to St. Louis, our car broke down. My heart pumped because and the car just, the transmission say, I don't go no more. Then I say, well, oh my, what we are going to do? Lord, help us. And Pablo went to trying to find her. I stay in the, we push as much as we can in the side of the highway. Stop. He said, you need help? I answered, I bet you. And I bless the name of God, and I bless that person because he stayed there with us, wait for Pablo. Then he went inside of the little town that we were. He find a mechanic shop. He brought us for the place that we can rent a car because we cannot come back in our truck in that time. And he didn't let us alone until he didn't find that we were in the right path. At that moment, I blessed the name of God. I blessed him, I saw him, and because it could be worse. The transmission was broken in many pieces. I don't know what happened. But God is calling us to do what he wants us to do. There is a little book that it is called In My Step, just that name, In My Step. What Jesus will do if he were in the same position. The Levites that was coming down, if he get contaminated, he cannot go inside to his religion. He cannot go to worship the Lord because according with Deuteronomic, you don't have to touch anything that is dead. And that poor man was living there like dead. At the end, I will show you, even though it doesn't appear in the recording that we are doing now, a funny video about what happened. When we do something for God, when we are doing something, for example, yeah, if I help Dana with something, God do not call me to judge her and say, wow, look at her. Oh, and I start, to make faces. I have many stories, but I would like to hear your story about how we will do it if we find somebody like that on the street.
Well, this isn't about me finding somebody, but a couple of years ago, I think it was around Christmas time. It was pouring down rain, and as I came off of the highway 72, I hit a piece of and flattened the tire. And here I am, all by myself, not knowing what I was going to do. But I did get off of the highway, and as I pulled off of the highway into a driveway, which was fortunately there, some young man that looked almost like a hobo drove up and said, "Ma'am, would you like for me to change your tire for you?"
Oh.
And I said, "It's raining. I'll try to find some help." He said, "Oh, I can have it done in 15 minutes." He had it done in 15 minutes, and I felt so small. I didn't have any cash with me to speak of other than a $20 bill, and I knew he could use money. And I had a sack of oranges. And so my payment to him, other than my blessings, was the sack of oranges and a $20 bill.
Oh.
But I'll never forget that young man. And it isn't always the looks.
Yeah, it
It
is.
isn't always the looks.
Yeah. And what about you, Joe?
I could tell you a lot of stories.
Tell me one or two. It's all right.
Well, one, I was on my way to work in Decatur on 121. I was in an area where I couldn't get my car but about halfway off the road. And like Roseway had flat tire. So I was out changing the tire, and this guy came along and stopped, like a police officer will do if there's one around, but he stopped him with half of his car out in the road and half of it off, to where people had to go around him, because the tire I was changing was on the side of the highway, and I was right on the highway, because I couldn't get all the way off. But he parked his pickup truck just half on and half off, kicked his emergency lights on, and then got out of the truck and helped me, but people had to go out around his truck. That way they didn't hit me, so. But he didn't really have to help me, but he's kept me company and kept me safe, you might say. But yeah, I've had a lot of things but I've had a lot of things in my 80 years that the good Lord, I've always said, takes care of us idiots, and he's taken care of me in a lot of ways.
Amen, amen. I have a wonderful experience. No, I am going just to share this one. You see that when the Good Samaritan came, he looked at him. He used oil, olive oil. He used wine. That was the kit for how you call?
Aid. First aid.
First aid. He cleaned it, and he put this person in his transportation. It can be a Cadillac. Boy was a donkey. He put it there. And not only he did that, he took him to the town. He took my account. When I come back, I will pay you. That told me that this person have a good credit. He was compassionate, and he took this man until the end. Most of the time when I am traveling with Pablo, that we saw somebody, I feel so guilty when we don't stop. But the Bible says that because there is so much danger, the love of people will be cold, that sometimes I stop and I ask, can we help you? They say, no, it's okay, I already called somebody, and they are in their way.
Nowadays, they about all have a cell phone, so they can call somebody.
Amen. But let me tell you something. The other day, I have a little accident, and I don't have my cell phone with me. Yeah, and that was in church. And I couldn't stand up, and I had to wait. I had to make a short prayer and ask God, Lord, please help me that I can stand up and find help. Sometimes they don't have the cell phone with them. But the situation in this case, when I can stop and ask them, even though I know, let me tell you, in 121 the other day, Pablo and I, we were traveling. There was a young couple that was trying to work with a truck. Looked like, I don't know what happened. We stop in the side, and we say, can we help you? And they say, thank you, but it's okay. We already called our grandpa. That was something very, very important for them, that they call the grandpa. Mm-hmm. Are we grandpa to others? We will invite somebody that we find on the street to our house. Maybe we don't do it. We don't do it. But there are other ways that we can help them. Pay a night in the hotel, helping them to find some place. But let me go to the church now. How we feel when somebody that it is not like us come to church, and that person, make us feel uncomfortable. If somebody come to the church and say, I just came to sit here.
It shouldn't have to change what we were doing or what we were. We should be the example, and we shouldn't be concerned about it.
Throw me 5.
Yeah, we shouldn't, but there's an awful lot of times we are when we know we shouldn't.
Throw me 5. It is true.
It's just like you was talking about helping people along the road, and it's like Ruth said. She'd give them the money so they could get something to eat if that's what they need. But I have stopped and offered. In fact, in Florida, we was about as far as from here to our church from a McDonald's, and I stopped. This guy had a sign needing food or hungry or something. I don't remember what it said.
I've been on volunteer farming for 50 years, so I've helped a lot of people, in different ways.